I was just like, why is this happening? And then I realized that, oh my gosh, I need to hire. Hi entrepreneurs, welcome to Entrepreneur's Diary. I'm Gisela Lyshetti, and today I want to talk to you about my lesson learned on overhiring. So obviously and underhiring, actually I'll do both, because throughout my journey in the beginning, before COVID, there was only a set number of team, and then as soon as COVID hit and all of the businesses actually started booming in the digital field, or really wanted to help in the digital field, I realized that a lot of inquiries were coming in, and I didn't even think to hire back then, because I was like, oh my gosh, okay, right, closing deals. And then my staff were just overworked. They were working overtime. There's so much, and the quality was like another level. And I was just like, why is this happening? And then I realized that, oh my gosh, I need to hire. So then I started hiring, and more and more people started joining the team. Obviously, people come, people go. It's a normal thing in an organization. But at one point, there were so many staff, and I was concentrating then more on the staff and more on managing the staff and doing all of the processes and procedures needed to make sure that the staff are working remotely in a setup that works, that I forgot to then bring in more clients. And then it was like a shortage of clients versus staff. And then I was like, oh no, now what do I do? And this is why, it is important, guys, to not overhire or underhire, should I say, but always check your resources, check every project or check every product that you're selling, if you have the amount of resources that you need in order for you to do the fulfillment of whatever you have, agreed upon. What I did in that respect, and what I do now, is we have a yearly staffing plan, where we say this is the amount of gaps within this department, and we need more in this department and that department. And then we speak to the team lead of that department, and we sort of sit down with them and say, okay, right, so you might need an extra person here, you might need an extra person there. And then also, if I can see a lot of inquiries coming for one particular department, I will go to the HR and I said, right, I'm getting a lot of requirements for this department, so go for it. Just start looking, start putting ads out, look at previous CVs, look at those freelancers or contractors or anyone else that we need. Start getting applicants in, because I have a feeling that we're going to get 2 or 3 different clients in this field, and we need to make sure that we are able to sustain. Now, when I do hire, I don't set the new guys on the new clients straight away, because they don't know our process and procedure. I get them to maintain our current clients while the existing members of the team actually work on the new client requirements. And the reason being is because then I know the level of work that can be done, and also I know the quickness. They understand me, they understand how I brief them, they understand my lingos, they understand how fast I talk. Whereas anybody else, it's you need to build the rapport first, isn't it? So it's always important to check your resources before you do anything like overhiring, because the least amount of things you want to do is disrupt your cash flow. If you have a lot of staff, you don't want to just sack them because there's no money coming in. And this is one of the things that I have a business in another country that we're running simultaneously, and for the first 2 years we've had 0 clients. And yes, obviously, we were funding them from the UK, but it wasn't healthy, and it's not healthy because there's a lot of expenses, and things have to be run when you're running a company. So always look at how you can establish that business and make sure that the cash flow is not interrupted, that you hire the amount of talent, and you hire the right kind of talent, the right kind of employee or staff. But in the long run, it will help you, because what you don't want is to continuously having to train them again and again and again, because it takes your time. And as you're getting busier, you can't sit and handhold them across the way. So hiring the right person is important, and making sure that you have a plan for staffing is important. Plan in case you increase requirement, how quick is it to start hiring people, and also in the event that your clients are leaving you, how what's your measures, or what would you do in order to continue the cash flow so that you don't make it a liability. And obviously, I mean, the biggest thing is you've got to pay salary, you've got to pay, like, you know, your monthly costings, your overhead charges, all of those things, and that can get heavily affected if you decide to go on a spree and overhire. Like, for example, in one department I had like 3 or 4 people, and I started realizing that 1 or 2 of them actually just slacked after a while because I increased the number, and it was quite it wasn't a very nice experience, because I've had to have words with people where I had to tell them, like, you know, I can see that you're slacking now, you're not doing the same amount of passion and zeal and work that you did before, and I believe it's because your team members have increased, so you've sort of said, okay, yeah, they can do the work, I'll rest up. And you know, this is very important that you know we don't put them in this place, because also if you're overhiring and there's less things to do, people get into a habit of being lazy, and then you're kind of paying them for being lazy. Is that something that you should do? No. So you know, overhiring is definitely something that have a look and check. Now, overhiring does not only just mean staff, but it could also mean contractor. Like, are you taking a contractor or supplier on board that actually you may not need, or you may not need that amount, or you may not need that frequency. So also, you know, check your contractor list and your suppliers list. Like, are you using them frequently? Are you using them, you know, at the best way that you can be? Because I mean, everything goes down to cash flow. Everything goes down to the cash flow. So make sure the business is sustainable, because what you don't want is for then the business to fall apart after you put in so much time, effort, money, thinking, power, energy, everything into it, and then a few months later, because of bad decision or not being able to recognize a possibility of a downfall, you have to give it up. Okay, so this is my lesson learned over hiring experience. Again, this comes with experience, you guys. You will learn it when you see this flags come up, and you have a trusted HR system, or you have people in place that can check it and monitor things. Then that would help you. But always look at your resources and evaluate them. Okay, thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you learned something from my mistake, and if you like this video, please like it, share it, and comment on it. Share it on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook, on your social media. Tell people about this channel. We want this channel to grow. We want people to know more about this channel. Our collaborators are coming in thick and fast, so you can learn stuff from them as well. I know you don't want to always hear about me, but do like it, do share it, do subscribe it, and let's see how we can grow. Thank you.